its first year, the Trump administration has passed a slew of discriminatory policies against transgender Americans.
Plenty of outrage this morning after the Centers for Disease Control was ordered to ban a list of words, including transgender.
President Trump has revoked rules from the Obama administration which gave pupils in public schools the right to use toilets which match their chosen gender identity.
People still don't see me as normal people.
But does the prejudice that's happening at the federal level reflect the hearts and minds of the American people?
Voters in Virginia, Minnesota, California, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Georgia, and Connecticut, who recently elected 8 transgender candidates into office, answered this question with a resounding no. When it comes to the safety and dignity of transgender Americans, are communities doing the job that government isn't? Pennsylvania is one of the 30 states that has no specific laws protecting trans people. Jennifer Angelina Petro is one of those people.
When I figured this out about myself, it really was the most beautiful moment of my life. And I was very naive and silly. I thought everyone would be really happy for me. But when you've been married 23 years, 3 kids, and an elementary school teacher for 20 years, it's like, they actually may not be too happy about this, and how the hell do I tell them? And the school I was teaching in, there were a lot of supportive people, but there were parents who just went out of their minds with anger. I wasn't allowed to be alone with them for the rest of the year. They had to hire an aide because they didn't want me to be alone with their kids. I don't know what they thought. They're like, oh my gosh, the kids are never going to learn anything the rest of the year because they'll just be distracted by you. Please don't wear any skirts. Please don't wear makeup. So they had all the students tested academically, to make sure they were okay.
What?
And the funny thing was they were all above level.
Right, right. Why do you think people saw it as that being who you are was something that you were doing to them?
Because I think they felt like I was taking something away from them. This favorite uncle, brother, friend, whom they'd known for so long, as a certain way. And it's like a paradigm shift for their brains. I had people say, I'm sorry, I'm never calling you Jennifer. I can't do that. There's other relatives who really don't want me in their houses anymore, don't want me in their lives anymore. And that's hard. I've had friends say the same thing.
And what was it like growing up? I mean, you sort of talk about the fact that you felt different.
I do remember my mom telling me when I was born that my estrogen levels were hazardously high when I was born, and the doctors were concerned. And I started getting testosterone shots when I was 7, 8, 9. One of the things they did when I was 7 was to give me pornography because they just thought that was a good idea. And I know they never explained why, but I know today they gave it to me to help make a man out of me.
This church has been really embracing of who you are in a way that other communities perhaps weren't.
I'd be dead without this place. I don't know. The quote-unquote Christian churches I've been involved with, they weren't truly Christian. Jesus, he was all for the marginalized. But I didn't even have to be Christian-y to come here. No one even asked me.
You live in a quite conservative community. Can I call it that?
It's not an openly accepting community. I mean, I get scared every time I walk out of my house. I've had death threats. I've had people yell at me. I've had people do things that were mean. But I go out anyway because I'm an activist by existence.
Jennifer may have found a safe haven in her church, but for many LGBTQ individuals, acceptance is not the norm. 1 in 3 Americans still believe that laws protecting transgender people have gone too far. Pastor Josh Blakely is dedicated to creating a safe space for LGBTQ+ people and increase their membership in churches nationwide.
I do want to start with this church that is open and affirming. What does that mean exactly?
The thing that bothers me most about any religious institution is that a lot of people don't feel safe going to them. It should be the opposite, right? Like the people on the margins should feel most welcomed in religious institutions. So an open environment means that you commit to going through a process of education, of advocacy, of having speakers from the LGBT community come to your congregation and speak. After you go through that, you vote as a congregation. So we're completely democratic in the UCC. There's no top-down leadership. There's no national office telling me what to do. We tell them what to do. And I got threatening emails or calls of people just saying really awful things about how can you be a church and how can you be a minister if you do this? And I say, well, that's exactly what we do when we're ministers and people of faith, you know?
Have you gained membership? Have you been able to create a community around this?
We're about 80 people total. I would say we're gravitating towards half of that being folks who identify as LGBT, or at least have family members who are. We've gotten a lot younger. So what's interesting is we have families who are, the parents are cisgender and have young kids, but they want to come to this community, and their kids are growing up with Jen as their teacher, you know?
And they may have questions.
Yeah.
And from a child, I will totally accept the questions. I do have kids, even from this church, go, are you a boy or a girl? And I go, that's a great question. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked.
And, you know, at the state level, there are no protections for trans individuals. I mean, what is that like for you? And what is the role of the church in trying to change that?
It's scary because there's no, to use the cliche of a safety net from a wider governmental sense. And that's why churches like Love in Action are so important. They create a safe place where I can go and say, oh my God, I'm scared. I've got some medical expenses. I can't buy groceries. And they do that. I'm feeling alone. Will you come visit me? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of trans people who don't have access to medical care, and not just for hormone treatment and replacement and stuff, but just healthcare, mental health care. And now it's going to be even worse. How the heck do I find some place that'll be safe to help me?
And because of that, we feel like we have this onus that we have to do something. And so we can provide services, whether it's medical services, therapy, whatever it needs to be for people that can't get them elsewhere. If we need to provide jobs or job training for LGBT folk, we'll do it. From my standpoint, the only purpose of being a church is to do those things.
As far as what the government can do, how can they learn from a church like ours? It's like, oh, yeah, be like that. Be open and kind and compassionate and do service and do things.
And build community from the ground up. I mean, don't forget that that's what this place is about. At least that's what I think it is, about how many different kinds of people you can meet, the languages they speak and the heritage they have. We're just better together. We can actually make a dent in some of society's problems when we work together. And that, for me, is what the significant work is ahead for all of us. That we have to stop just talking to those who believe the same things, talk the same way, come from the same neighborhoods. We have to stop doing that.
In the absence of leadership at the federal level, communities like those created by Jennifer and Pastor Josh are sending a strong signal about what it really means to be American.